welcome. It's my honor as the president of the Temple Beth Israel Preservation Society to welcome all of you here this evening. For those of us who grew up here and watched our parents, we have known all along that this building is historic. But tonight we celebrate the recognition of that fact by our state and our great country. We're here tonight to celebrate Temple Beth Israel's listing on the National Register of Historic Places, and we're so happy and proud. And we're honored and moved that you're all here to celebrate this happy occasion with us. The National Register is the official list of our nation's historic places worthy of preservation. It is a wonderful honor for our temple to be listed. Tonight marks the end of a process that began during a board of directors discussion in the dead of winter, February 2010. Not long after this Preservation Society was incorporated. Within 4 months, we submitted a preliminary application to the state of Connecticut in June 2010. We were directed to a state grant program that would enable us to retain professional help with our application, and on July 7th, 2011, we applied for a survey and planning grant to help fund our application. The grant was approved and enabled us to retain Historical Perspectives, C.C. Saunders and Julie Abelhorn. Julie and her staff visited the temple, took photographs, conducted extensive research, interviewed architects, family members, historians, and prepared and submitted a comprehensive application to the state of Connecticut on November 15th, 2012. The application was based on 2 critical elements: the building's historic significance, essentially that it was built largely by survivors of the Holocaust who settled here and were welcomed by the community, and the building's quintessentially American architecture. It was one of the very first synagogues in Connecticut, designed in a wholly modernist style. And it's ironic that immigrants from the old world in Europe, of Eastern Europe, chose so modern an American design. This building came to be designed by 2 American Jews, graduates of 2 of the most prestigious art and design programs in the nation. Working at the height of the country's modernist movement, William Reisman, the original building and exterior, and Maurice Feingold, the completion of the building and this beautiful sanctuary. Created a structure that represented the newest trends in American architecture. January 7th, 2013, our application was considered by the State Historic Preservation Board, which voted unanimously to approve the application and forward it to the National Park Service. The temple was listed on the National Register on April 16, 2013. Throughout the process, we received generous and valuable support from Stacy Vero, the State and National Register Coordinator in Hartford, who took a keen interest in our application and was personally thrilled when our application was accepted. We also received widespread support from local and state representatives, senators, members of the Killingly Historical Society, and the local faith communities. So this is truly a great achievement. But we could not have done it without you, because you are a critical part of the story that makes this building historically important. At this time, I'd like to recognize the following community leaders with us this evening, and at the end of my reading this list, please join me in a warm round of applause. Maggie Weaver, our Killingly Town Historian. Lynn LaBerge, President of the Killingly Historical Society and Danielson Borough Council member. Cliff Soucy, Vice President of the Killingly Historical Society. The Honorable State Representative of the 44th Assembly District, May Flexer. The Honorable State Representative of the 51st Assembly District, Daniel Rivero. Representing Congressman Joe Courtney and Senator Richard Blumenthal this evening, Constituent Services Representative Sherry Vogt. Representing the faith community, Reverend Jonathan Chapman, Reverend James Harrison, Reverend Barbara Schreier, Reverend Greg Thomas, and Reverend Barbara Marston. Please also join me in a warm round of applause to welcome home a dear friend of Temple Beth Israel's, one of the two architects to design this now nationally recognized house of worship, Maurice Feingold, who is here this evening with his wife, Muriel Feingold. And finally, to an amazing group of men and women who have joined hands from different walks of life to form the Temple Beth Israel Preservation Society. Mrs. Ray Gowendo, Dr. Elsie Fetterman, Mort Blumenthal, Marty Drobiars, Everett Gowendo, Jacob Gowendo, Jack Hodis, Paula Rosenberg Bell, Rochelle Shepard Rubin, Rosa Goldblatt, Henry Munshine, Marty Weiner, Naomi Weiner, Edith Baver, Dora Glim Lafredo, Judy Engel, Robert Engel, Faye Shepard, and Alan Turner. And our final board member to introduce to you is a gentleman who has worked tirelessly for this board, writing, advocating, guiding, advising, and helping to keep us true to our mission. He's a friend and mentor, and your host for this evening, Norman Berman.